everyone and welcome to a new video from your Overwatch. I'm Eddie the Chump and today we've got a bit of a news roundup for you. And seeing as the Overwatch League is due to kick off its second season in a matter of days, there's been quite a lot of interesting things happening in this run-up, so we'll be exploring some of that today. We'll be covering the Community Showdown throw-in controversy, ARC confirming NYXL did in fact sandbag a few matches last season, much to the delight of Monte Cristo, Dogman being elevated onto the Atlanta Reigns main roster, and the fact that the Overwatch League Pass will not let users select unique player perspectives after a match has ended, leaving some EU fans not that happy. There's quite a lot to get through, so let's just jump straight in. So first things first, in the run-up to the start of the season, the league has been running an event called the Community Showdown, a pre-season if you will, featuring show matches between some of the league's top and new teams. Now the controversy has been that the teams involved, how can I put this, were not playing at all seriously, with many fan favourite players not on their main roles, non-meta comps being run for lols, and Shadowburn on Torbjorn. Essentially, the game's descended into memes and two very distinct narratives sprung out as a result. The first one, perhaps best represented by the granddaddy of the Overwatch League itself, Nate Nanza, said this: "For the final match today and all day tomorrow, we are switching to Mystery Heroes. I was hoping we would have some competitive maps for the community today, and I'm disappointed that didn't happen. You the fans are why we do this and why we have jobs. Sorry to let you down today." It doesn't end there though, because Reinforce also weighed in with his take. "I get that teams don't want to show their strats or intricate gameplay until the season starts, but I find it pretty disrespectful to the fans who have been waiting over half a year to see their favourite teams compete again. At least play your real roles and try to put on a show." Now, as he went on to note, attitudes like this actually seem to be in the minority, especially when it came to players and the actual teams. Monte Cristo said that he didn't believe teams should be required to play seriously and therefore risk revealing strats, giving away any competitive advantage less than a week before the actual season started. Now, the discussion did go back and forth quite a bit, but I find this tweet from Dallas Fuels AKM to be very insightful to what I imagine a lot of the players' attitudes actually are. He says there shouldn't be show matches 5 days before the season starts in the first place. So on the one hand, we have the argument that these matches were in some sense supposed to be fan service, a chance for them to see their favourite players and teams a bit early, kind of as a thank you, and that by not taking them even vaguely seriously, those players and the teams are disrespecting their fan base. The counter is the actual league starting and the level of competition it brings is the show, and that takes priority as far as the teams go. Well, I'm a fan, and yeah, I really want to see Jonak, Effect, OG, Taimu, Defran, Jaehong, Fisher play, etc. I can't wait to see how some of the new teams shape up, but being 100% real, I in no way felt disrespected by the team's soft throwing in a community event. Actually, I found it quite amusing and entertaining. Perhaps that's because I didn't have the expectation that it would be anything else. I watch real sports too, and pre-season friendlies in football are matches in the sense that there's 11 players on a team and it's on a football pitch, but nobody really takes them that seriously. Admittedly, you wouldn't get a striker playing in goal for the memes, but I don't think that factor is even relevant. In football at least, big clubs have pre-seasons on tour out of their regions against teams in countries that might have big local fan bases for them. Premier League clubs tour the USA quite a lot. My point is, they don't play matches against their actual rivals a week before the season starts. Imagine that, Man United play Liverpool 5 days before the actual league. There's only one way that that would even happen, and that's if they played in the Charity Shield, but that's only one match and is usually a wash with substitutes and deliberately not setting up how they're actually going to play. The teams care about winning the big trophies, not beating their rivals in a match that doesn't matter. Maybe I'm alone in this, you guys will have to let me know how you feel, but one thing I didn't feel while watching Shadowburn play Torb is disrespected. There were other feelings which are weird and deeply confusing, but that's a subject for another video. Speaking of pros not taking matches seriously, on the very recent episode of the Oversight podcast that Monty runs with Thorin, ARC from the NYXL was a segment guest, and he tentatively admitted that they might have sandbagged 1 to 2 matches as he put it. I'll play the clip for you now.
And we kind of failed. Though, yeah, there's all I can say. I think it's not that we didn't try or something. I think well, it's kind of true that we sandbagged 1 or 2 matches. I'd say.
Yes! My God, man.
I mean, we were trying to hide the shit, I would say, more than sandbag.
But
Yeah,
see,
they were
is,
saving strats, Monty. They were the one team in history.
Now, the way that he says it, he's obviously trying to avoid a huge uproar, and it's kind of a bit sheepish. It's like, yeah, we did that, but not as severely as anyone made out. Monty's reaction is priceless, though, like being vindicated for a belief that everyone else said was nonsense. His tweet was typical Monty savagery as well. Listen to me the next time I tell you something. I have more information than you do. Idiots. Now, some people might find that attitude a bit too abrasive, but I don't. I think it's hilarious. Aside from all that, what do we make of an NYXL player admitting to it? I can totally understand why some people would get mad about it. It can somewhat burst the bubble of competitive integrity when a team is just so far ahead they think to themselves, hey, we're all pretty burnt out, let's recoup and take the next few matches easy because the results don't really matter. On the flip side of that, it didn't really work out all that well for them, did it? And I say that as a bit of an NYXL fanboy. The meta changed at the absolute worst possible time for them as well, don't get me wrong, but maybe they wouldn't have been so far off the pace in the playoffs if their attitude had been a little bit different. I doubt we'll see the same mistake made twice by them or any other team that finds themselves in that position. Next up, we've got some news about how the Overwatch League Pass custom viewer works, or doesn't, depending on whether you want to watch live or not. Reddit user Little Bit Bigger posted a reply from Blizzard customer support where it details that the custom viewpoints while watching a match will only be available while watching that match live. So say you're me and you want to watch Jonak every game because he's the support player's lord and saviour, but you live in the UK, which I do. Well, I can only do that if I watch the matches as they happen while also paying for it. Even if I've paid for it, after the match is done, I only get to watch the standard replay of the match, the same as the view that went out on broadcast, presumably. Now for NA fans, that's probably not that big of a deal. If you're going to buy the pass, surely this doesn't make or break that decision for you. It is a bit frustrating, sure, to have to pick one perspective only and not be able to go back in and see what happened from another point of view, unlike the World Cup viewer, which was basically a demo system, something you guys know we're in favour of and have been for years now. But for fans outside of that time zone who can't watch every game live, does this make this feature kind of useless? There are EU fans in the Reddit thread talking about this in specific, and one can't help but ask, is this feature a stopgap anyway because demos weren't ready in time? If that's the case, then the logic of paywalling it off behind the pass makes little sense if demos are coming later. Perhaps even more worryingly, does the fact that they've made people pay for it means that demos aren't coming at all? Because what happens to those that bought the pass for this functionality only to have it usurped at some point in the season by demos, which I'm assuming would be a separate free client, like the World Cup viewer was. I could be wrong, but either way, demos not arriving at all, and this being the only way to watch any player in specific, does not feel like a good solution to me. You guys will have to let me know how you feel about it in the comment section down below. Were you going to buy the pass anyway, or does the fact that this feature only works for live matches change your decision? And finally, we have a story that's definitely a feel-good moment. The Atlanta Reign released a meme debate video for their signing of Dogman to their full roster, which I'll just play for you now.
Hey guys, Kasores here from the Atlanta Reign team. I've seen a lot of people complaining on Reddit and Twitter about Dogman leaving the academy team. And I'm just here to say it wasn't the right fit for the team. He was memeing too much. He's a hybrid between dog and man. Does that even make sense? And his bed smells. Do you have anything else to add?
I don't know. Do you have anything to add?
Let's get this bread.
Let's go, dude.
Now, anybody that knows anything about Dogman's story will be thrilled that after he left the academy team, he has actually found his way to the Overwatch League, a goal he has worked tirelessly towards for over 2 years, even promising a long time ago while watching Apex to rock a bowl cut for an entire season should he make it to the league. Personally, I'm loving the way Atlanta are shaping up to have such a sense of humour with their media releases. This is, of course, the team that signed Dafran and did such a good job in tapping into the community's feelings surrounding the subject. Even Dafran did his part by denying it was ever going to happen on stream, which made the reveal that much more hype. By having Dogman appear right at the end of the video, in which they play acted saying he was let go for memeing too much, they've memed everyone in turn, even signing off the video with an obligatory Dafran, "Let's go, dude!" They've embraced the fun, the memes, and subverted community expectations, and nobody can really argue with such a hard-working player getting to live their dream. Well done, Atlanta, well done, Dogman, and as he says, let's get this bread. And that's about it for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to leave us a rating. Be sure to let us know what you guys thought of any of the stories featured today in the comment section down below. If you never want to miss another video of ours again, please click the bell icon next to the subscribe button on our channel to join the notification squad. You'll be in great company. And finally, please follow the Your Overwatch Twitter. It's where you can find updates about new videos and other cool stuff. I've been Eddie the Chump, and until next time,